uh, on the back
Wow.
end. So great opportunity. And so we've been with you for a long time. My daughter's been through your program and received several certificates.
Yeah.
So
Nice.
we've grown up on you. We've learned a lot and really motivated and happy to be a part of this B1 community.
You
Mhm.
know, I'm super impressed by that. So let's start with your daughter. So how old is your daughter?
She's
20.
20.
Mhm.
20. Wow. And you got her
Yes.
started with financial concepts and investing at what age?
Uh, well, she
So that
she's
uh,
13 or 12.
yeah, it was way before she
Thir-
went to college.
Yeah, way before she went to college. Yes.
Wow, wow. Okay, so okay, so let me ask you this. Now what is she majoring in
Yes.
college?
Business.
Business.
Business. Nice, nice. I
Yes.
love that.
Yes.
So let's talk about your daughter then. What would you say
Mhm.
it was the difference maker in terms of how being introduced to financial intelligence at an early age? Like, what difference do you think that that has made in her
Oh, yeah.
mindset, her approach to life, things like that, just things maybe she talks about and plans to do?
Yes. She's very interested in starting her own business, really not wanting to work for anyone else.
Hmm.
Um, she talks a lot about business aspects, uh, creating things. She's done some things online where she created websites and
She does posting. She does
does
posting.
posting for different businesses. So
Mhm.
she wants to do her own thing,
She's interested in real estate
real
investing.
estate and
Mhm.
investing. So she's pretty motivated to do her own thing. Um, she says Boyce Watkins is one of her favorite
Dr. Boyce
teachers.
Watkins.
Yep,
Dr.
Dr. Boyce
Boyce
Watkins is
Watkins.
one of her favorite
Wow.
teachers, and she really likes. And we have
Wow.
several of your books.
He's got a whole
Yep.
He's
Really?
got a whole library. He's got
Uh,
a whole library.
yeah, I should have brought them out, but I have a lot of your books. Dr. Claude Anderson as well, and also George C. Frazier.
Wow,
So
I love that, and I love the fact that you really empowered yourselves to be in charge
mhm,
of a big chunk of her educational process. Like you're kind of
mhm,
guiding it. I think it's and the reason I ask you about that is because I think a lot of times we think education is just something that's going to happen and our kids are going to get it from somebody somewhere, and
mhm,
we send them off to a building somewhere and they come back and they're going to be smarter. But the fact that you've sort of
mhm.
consciously chosen to participate in that. That's really powerful. And I think extremely important. We want to shape our kids into what we want
Yes.
them to be. So I
Yeah.
love this. So talk about what you do as a family in terms of business. How have you? And I know you have a couple businesses, and I want everybody to know
Mhm.
about these businesses. And give me a yes in the chat if you're going to consciously search for somebody before I even get them to mention the URL. One of the URLs is a little bit longer. I want somebody, if you could type it in the chat. When you hear the URL, type it in the chat. And I'd like for those of you that are interested to consciously put a yes that you're going to go and at least take a look, support. You don't have to go get anything if you don't want to, unless you see something you like. But I would like for us to be very conscious about supporting each other, just like they were conscious about how they
Just
raised their
put it in the
child.
chat.
So tell us about your family. One of them is like an apparel, clothing kind of thing.
Yes, it's called Love You Black Merch um, dot Etsy.com, and it's on Etsy. And basically, we have apparel that uplifts, encourages, and promotes Black love, Black wealth, and um,
Reparations.
and reparations, because we're definitely uh, positive about reparations. I mean, and you can see our shirt right here. It says "Black must crack."
So tell me what that
Can
means.
you
Hold
see?
on, "Black must crack,"
Okay,
and
okay. So
on the
Mhm.
back of each shirt, it says "Collect reparations after colonizing kings and queens." So
wow,
we're definitely
wow.
serious about reparations. So,
I
I want
I
to say
love
to
that.
the community, be one. Don't you try to steal that.
And you
my
know
my
what?
attorney already has it. My attorney already has that put into the U.S. Patent Office, so we getting that situated already.
Well, that's good. Yeah, yeah. I don't think anybody's on tape, but you know what I find is that it's really interesting. You know, I have trademarks on some things. And I really for many years a lot of the stuff I did wasn't trademarked at all, and I know that
Yeah.
that's probably not the most legally sound approach to things, but it's funny.
Mhm.
I think that in my mind I never felt like I would have any right to ownership of blackness and what
Yeah.
it means to be black. Right now, some things if you invest,
Yes.
like like we made a movie called B1 the movie, and we invested money in that.
Yes.
I saw
There
that.
was something,
Yes.
that had to be trademarked, right? And then a few other things like Black Millionaires of Tomorrow or the Black Business School. But for the most part, it was interesting because I would have people, that would do things that were similar. And what I find is that
Yes.
because it's a message that's broad that affects all of us, I realized that these individuals were not
Yes.
competitors; they were just allies. Or maybe they admired what we were doing.
Hmm.
I never felt at any point, and I probably, again, this is a biased perspective. It's probably even wrong, to be honest with you. I never felt at any point that somebody else sort of doing something similar to what we were doing ever took away from what we were doing, right? But then again, maybe but there could be
Okay.
a different approach to it in the sense like for example, when Earn Your Leisure came along and we're doing such amazing work and stuff like that, I think some people felt like that was a competitive thing, and I said, why would we be competing? I needed other black. My dream was to
Hmm.
see black men and women
Hmm.
everywhere really talking about financial literacy. So the fact that they were able to accelerate in a direction that I can't go benefited me because I said, look, they have people that go on that stage at
Yes, sir.
InvestFest that I would never let on my stage. Some of these rappers I can't mess with them because some of them I feel are destructive, but I know you got to meet people where they are. Right. So you have bridge builders and you have
Yes.
mobilizers, right? You got the preacher that will go into the street and invite anybody into church. Then you got the pastor who says, some people you ain't ready. You got to be qualified to come up in here before, you got to so you don't
Hmm.
disrupt what we got going on, right? So in a way, it's I don't think there's right or wrong. I think it's more so like how do we just all work together, knowing that we're all different. I know that what
Exactly.
I do isn't for everybody. I like working with people that are serious, that are kind of committed, that are, like you. Like I love your family. And I
Hmm.
want y'all to talk about this more. I love your family because you're like the dream family in my head. When I see you, and I just met you after you won the Black Investors Cup, but you're the dream family in my head. It's
Yes.
like, you love each other. You're working, even though I know marriage is hard, family is hard, all that's hard, but you went through the hard. You fought through the battle.
Yes.
You
Yes.
got to the finish line, and now
Hmm.
your child is in college. She's a leader of the future. You're building a family
Hmm.
business. You've taught your children
Yes.
the value of freedom, and you love being black. And I think that is, that's important. I think that So tell
Hmm.
me about this. Tell me about. Let's start with ladies first. Now I'm sorry, Mrs. Carter. What was your first name again, ma'am?
Sarita. So just Rita with S-A in the beginning.
Okay,
Sarita.
Sarita. Okay,
Like
I was gonna say
like
Serena, so I'm glad
back
I
in
didn't
the
mess it
yeah.
up. Okay, so Sarita,
Stevie
tell me.
Wonder's wife. Sarita.
Sarita, so tell me about who you are and what you believe, and also tell me how great this man is next to you. Why you love this man?
This man. Aw. Well, I've loved this man for many years, as you mentioned, back in college. And so we met in a class in college, and actually I was helping him get his
With my
get his studies
studies.
together.
Where'd
but
y'all go to college at?
he's Arcadia. Well, it
He
was
went to several colleges,
yeah,
but
but it was Arcadia. It's Arcadia University now, and it was Beaver College back when we went. So
yeah.
we're aging
Nice.
ourselves. But yeah, so we met in history class, and I thought he was
A
a
continuing ed
continuing
student.
education. I thought he was older. But I said, you need to listen to that. That's going to be on the test. That's going to be on the test. I was very intuitive, like that's going to be on the test. And he was just like, why is this chick bothering me? Why is she
Uh-huh.
bothering me? So, but anyway, so we got through class, and then we started dating sometime after that, and then we finished college. I went off to a higher level of college. I went actually to medical school. So I'm a physician. And then we stayed together, and then we didn't get married until after I finished school. because I wanted to finish that degree.
Wow.
And so we've been together for years, or 31.
You know
Yeah.
what's fun? You know what's funny when
So, but
when I
for
met,
our family,
oh, good. I'm sorry.
yeah.
Oh, by the way, everybody, there's a
No, no,
little
no.
bit.
No, that's it. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay, there's a little bit of a delay, so sometimes it makes. So I apologize to everybody in advance
Mhm.
for the awkwardness I caused from that. But yeah, it's funny when I met my wife 31 years ago. That's how I met her. Was I became her tutor, and it's so funny that
Wow.
yeah, and it's funny. She was like, "Oh my gosh, you're so nice. You're tutoring me for free," and I was like, "I don't tutor anybody. I tutor you for free." So,
No.
but
I got the
so
same treatment.
yes. So okay. So Mr. Carter, congratulations on the big win. I assume y'all maybe did. I don't know if y'all did the competition together in the Black Investors Cup, or was it something you were kind of doing? Or
No,
No.
that's
tell
all
me about
him.
that.
No, that's all him.
So basically, it's it's all you. I listened to your studies, your guidance. I wasn't doing options before then. I actually purchased the Prime program, um, and going through that, you presented the black trophy, or the black contest competition. So I joined it, and basically my idea of going through the course, I focused on what you taught us about measuring the bull run or the bear run, and figuring out that we had 6 weeks to do this competition. I measured out, random stocks that I picked, and measured when would it go up or down based off of uh, my visualizing the stocks. So I'm not special. Basically, like anyone in this room here, um, I followed your instructions. I did what you told us to do, and I came out on top.
Wow.
Um, Me being a winner is like the rest of us winning. One of us win, we all win. So I just focused on the things that you told us to do, and I completed the program.
He was shocked.
I was shocked. I
He
was
was
shocked.
shocked. He was shocked when he won.
Now they sent out three notifications, like where you were in the contest. The first notification that they sent out, I was number 3, so I was pretty shocked. And the second one they sent out, dead last. And I never changed anything with the stocks. I said, I'm gonna let it ride. I was dead last. And then the last time they sent it out, I was number 1. And I was cussing. I was like, what the? And I was like, I don't believe this. That's I'm number
insane.
1.
That's
Yes,
so crazy.
I came all the way back and became number 1.
Well,
Yeah.
what was your best investment?
I mean, you know what? It was one that you told us not to touch, and I thought it would really blow up around the end because I was measuring. It was Donald Trump's company. Yep.
So if you really listened to me, then you would have stayed dead last. Well, the Trump stock is a funny one. It's when I s- when I when I said I wouldn't touch it, as y'all know, I don't tell anybody what to do. Um, I said I wouldn't touch it because I didn't like the risk level, right? It wasn't because it couldn't
Yes.
go up, right? It's like if somebody says, "Should I take my life savings and go to Vegas?" I would say, "Well, I wouldn't do that." But that does not mean that you couldn't go there and put it on on black and win. People have done that. They do it
Yes.
every day, right? So it's kind of that's really more so the assessment, but it's interesting that stock did well. I mean, yeah, I mean, if anybody who bet on Trump is, right now, a lot of y'all in here are invested in, crypto and stuff like that, and you see what crypto's doing right this very minute, right while we're talking, it's just
Yeah.
going berserk. So it's it's because we have a pro crypto presidency. If we didn't have that, then it would be going the other direction, maybe, I don't know, or staying flat. So tell me, okay, so let me first off, before I ask you the next question, I want to repeat your URL, and I want everybody to know why the Carters are here today. It's not because they're related to Sean Carter, Jay-Z, and Beyonce. This is our Jay-Z and Beyonce. This is Larry Carter and his wife, Sophia. And they won the Black Investors Cup, and that's our competition. We're going to make it annual. We've done it once, and the cup is right behind him. You can see it in the picture. And basically, it's our quest to see who's the best investor in this group. And hundreds of you competed, and these are the winners. And Larry's holding up the cup right now. I mailed it to his house. Actually, our daughter, our 17-year-old daughter, mailed it to him. So to be more specific, she actually runs our e-commerce division. And speaking of family business, and also I'm going to mention slowly their URL for their merch company. If you guys want to go take a look at some of their apparel, it's really good. The URL is loveyoublackmerch.etsy.com. Loveyoublackmerch.etsy.com. I know some of you may not have had a chance to write it down, but I wanted to make sure that we know about this company because we have to support Black-owned businesses. We got to support each other, have each other's back. And so, in fact, actually, at some point, maybe I can even share my screen and show you. I was looking at some of the merch, and maybe you can kind of tell me a little bit about, and then we'll also talk about your other business because I want to make sure you guys that everyone knows about this. But here they got what these are pillows, is that right? Look, I mean a reparations pillow.
Pillows, yeah.
Payback is a bitch. Tell me that's not the coolest pillow you have ever seen in your life. Payback is a bi. Yes, melanin is communication. Black kings. Tell me these are not the coolest pillows you have ever seen. Black queens forever. I love black love. See, black love. I love that. I bet on black. That's right. Invest in yourself. Our real religion is blackness. Wow, that's heavy. Nothing cooler. I can't read that than black people. Very nice. That's 100% true. So yeah, go check out their site. I'm gonna say it out loud, and then I'm gonna let them talk but I'm trying to be the hype man right now because I want y'all to go check out this Black-owned business. Not that I want to make sure I'm mentioning the business. But this is not like some endorsement saying that I've been able to order the products. I have not done that yet. So just, do your due diligence, everybody. But check out this family. They're doing it. They're doing and the URL is loveyoublackmerch.etsy.com. Loveyoublackmerch.etsy.com. Somebody type that in the chat, please, so everybody can see it. And give me a yes that you're going to go at least take a look at the site and just, show them a little love. One of the things that's interesting, Mr. and Mrs. Carter, that I kind of want us to sort of also ask you about is I want to go to Larry actually. Tell me about your lovely wife, your family, and just what that means for you as a man in terms of what you've here you are, you're a champion. So you got your beautiful wife, very proud of you, right next to you, saying that's my man, and I love that. Tell me about that experience for you, and tell me about you just as a human being.
Okay. My professional background is emergency service, mental health. I have a lot in common with one of your workers. I talked to Chanel. We talked for about a great hour, and we talked about family and coming together and building wealth, whether it's with blood family or the B1 community. And she lives not too far from me, so we was talking about even getting together with family and her husband and working, together and just meeting each other. But again, with my family, family is everything. It's my life breath. My wife and my daughter is everything to me. Get a little emotional. Love my family to death. I would do anything for my family, and I don't think I would be where I'm at today without my wife. And so it's everything to me. We do things together. We have a lot of fun together. Our daughter is our heart. We want to raise her right as a good person. We went to school. And working for other people, and it's hard. It's hard working for other people, and we want to give her the opportunity, like you talk about. You want to give you the opportunity. If you want to go to work for someone, you can do that. This is something that we want to put in her hands. The opportunity we didn't have when we was growing up. We didn't have anyone guiding us, talking about stock and investing in ourselves and business. They talked about going to college, and you see where that gets a lot of people in life. They still struggle. They still struggle. So we want to do everything we can to set her life up the way we didn't have that opportunity to. So,
Very grateful.
yep.
I really love that. I mean, I think that, I think for anybody who's still trying to figure it all out, I mean, for clarity, my perspective is not that we should dump the whole, system and the whole process altogether.
Yeah.
Just say, oh, college is garbage, and never work for
Mhm.
anybody. No. It's, to me, um, it's almost like if you're cooking a meal, and there's like 80 ingredients in the kitchen that I could use to cook my meal, but you only tell me about two. I'm gonna be mad.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Like, you only told me about the
Yeah.
cheeseburgers and the milkshakes, but you didn't tell me you had some carrots in the back and some lettuce and onions, and so that's what it really is. It's you're cooking your own economic meal and figuring out what that looks
Mhm.
like. So for some of us, it might mean, okay, yeah, I like my job, so I'm gonna do my job. Maybe I'm a medical doctor like Mrs. Carter, and that's a good job, good money, but at the same time, I'm going to develop these other streams of income. I'm going to develop other
Mhm.
interests. I'm going to know that I always have an option and a plan B. Like, my sister's a medical doctor too, but she decided she wanted to be an entrepreneur
Exactly.
instead of actually working for somebody. So she is a doctor that runs a team, and they run around cutting open dead bodies and making
Mhm.
all insane amounts of money doing that. So it's real,
Mhm.
and it was her entrepreneurial side that allowed her to do that, because she had to manage people and make investments and all this. So it's a different skill set. So what I like is that you've opened up the playing field, so to speak, for your daughter, so she doesn't feel trapped.
Yes.
A lot of us educated
Exactly.
black folks are in the trap. We're just mad, frustrated. I
Mhm.
saw somebody that made a statement that I thought was really great. He said the American dream still exists, but it just doesn't exist in a job.
Wow.
I was
Wow.
like, you're right.
Yeah.
There's some people out there living the American dream. America's
Mhm.
still the richest country on earth. We got people out here that make
Mhm.
money like crazy. What are they doing? Why are, we're eating at the same restaurant, and they're walking out happy with the food they got. A lot of us are walking
Mhm.
out feeling like we got poison. We got food poison. So we got to figure that
Right.
part out. So Mr. and Mrs. Carter, tell me about, you do another type of business that involves debt, if I'm not mistaken, debt or credit or something like that. Is that accurate?
Mhm.
Can you tell us about
No
that?
credit, just that.
Just debt. Okay,
I'll let
please
you talk.
tell me about that.
So we have a company that's kind of threefold, but our one of our main objectives with our business is debt. It's called Empowerment Management Group LLC. And when we are concentrating on debt elimination, it's really because we wanted to be able to, yes, continue to grow forward, continue to grow with wealth, and still, knowing this is before our daughter even went to college. There's debt, as you speak of many times, as far as student loans, and how that just kills, kind of that American dream that you're talking about. And wanted to get rid of some debt that we have. I mean, going to medical school, it was, I still carried hundreds of thousands of dollars of schools. And then he had some, left over as well. But with our company, we have a proprietary AI software that actually helps you to accelerate debt elimination by accelerating the elimination of the interest that we pay on all of our debt, which is, we can have debt, but if you have the interest, that's what kind of kills us, right? For credit cards, house, mortgage, loans, etc. And so our software program pretty much takes you through exactly every single debt that you have and simultaneously accelerates that to bring you to an exact date of elimination of that debt, and then gives you a pro forma of wealth growth. So, say you had 20 years of debt, it's going to accelerate it. I'm not giving you an exact time, but it might accelerate it down to 6 to 7 years of debt, and that includes every debt. So, this is not a snowball. This is not an avalanche program. This is an actual all-inclusive kind of. It's a debt elimination GPS. Basically, it's going to show you exactly where to move the money from one account to another account, whether it's a savings, a checking, or a HELOC, exactly which account to pay off to the penny, not like, a roundabout amount, the exact amount. And then that's going to eliminate your debt very fast. And then it's going to help you to give you a performer. Like I said, it gives you an actual analysis. We do the analysis, and then it's going to say, well, if you're in debt at this amount of time, you'll eliminate it. And then over those years that you weren't going to be in debt for maybe those extra 12 years, if you put your money into investment, at least a minimum of 1% return, then you can have tens of thousands of dollars of gain or wealth that you didn't have because you were still paying the man or the those who have the debt for those extra 10 years or 12 years. So it's a great software system. We've used it ourselves, and now, but it is part of our company. We also do funding for businesses or real estate investors, and then we have mentorships built into our programs as well for real estate investment too. But
let me add something. And with the debt elimination program, you don't have to increase your money. You don't have to get another job or add anything to it.
No.
This program actually tells you what to do. And if you do what the program tells you, you can get out of debt. Now, we use this program ourselves through the pandemic. I paid off my student loans within that time, and she paid off her car. So it works.
And many thousands for our home. I mean,
Yes.
that's not all was paid off, but and you can add things to the program as well. So say you want to say, oh, well, can we send our daughter to college, or do we want to buy a boat or an RV or an investment property? You put that extra debt in as a fake simulated debt, and the program will actually show you this is going to give you X amount of extra years or X amount of extra time that you might. So you can, before you make that purchase, so you're not locked into what you put in your debt analysis. But if you want to add that purchase in, it's going to show you, okay, might throw in an extra 3 years, but you had a 30-year mortgage on a new property, but you're not going to pay it for 30 years because who has an extra 30 years in their pocket? No one has extra 30 years. So it's actually going to just rev it up as far as eliminating that time.
And with one category, it shows you the wealth that you're building, which you're saving because you're eliminating the interest.
Mm-hmm.
You can take that money, use it for retirement, pay off student loans, medical bills, whatever you want to do.
Yeah, that's what we use a lot for our clients.
Wow, very nice. I love that. I was looking at your website. I saw the URL. Get ready to type this in, everybody. I want everybody to have it, or somebody type it in if you could, so everybody can see it. It's LLC3.com. EMGLLC3.com. I saw that Larry had put it in the chat as well. So type that in, EMGLLC3.com. And you're right. When you talk about debt elimination, what a lot of people don't. Sometimes we forget that a big part of the secret to getting ahead is to catch up from behind. Right? It's to not get left behind anymore, right? You're negative 2 miles, out of the race. So instead of just focusing on trying to get ahead, first get rid of the deficit. The deficit is a big part of what's killing our wealth for a lot of our families. Did you know, like, little things like this tripped me out. I couldn't believe it when I saw it. I want everybody in the chat, process this question for a minute. Guess how much, if you had invested $2,000 in Apple stock 20 years ago, guess how much money you would have right now? I didn't believe the number. I didn't believe it. I still halfway don't believe myself when I say this. Guess. Over $500,000. I think something like $544,000. And I double checked it. I said, you mean if I put 2,000 in every year? And it's like, no, one investment, $2,000. I mean, just think about how many of us, a lot of y'all are over the age of 40. Some of y'all are younger. That's cool. We forgive you for that. But if most of us remember 20 years ago. Think about this, right? This was money made in broad daylight. It wasn't like we didn't know who Apple was. Everybody knew about Steve Jobs and Apple and Macs and all that 20 years ago. You knew they were making money, right? But it's like something else occupied that $2,000, and that caused us to lose out. And I only talk about things like Bitcoin and stuff like that we've been talking about for years. So you're right. The clearing up of that debt frees up cash flow. And there's a whole financial theory around that, the free cash flow theory, that's one of the theories that basically says that companies and individuals can be valued financially based on how much cash flow they can free up. So by reducing debt, eliminating debt, renegotiating debt, getting the rates down, whatever, refinancing, whatever the process is, you're freeing up cash flow, which opens the possibilities for you in terms of becoming an investor. So So I love it. I love everything. So let me, before I let you all, get back to your day, and I appreciate you all coming in here and celebrating, doing the victory lap together. Tell us what's
Yes.
next for you all. Like, what's the big dream, the big goal as a family? You don't won the Black Investors Cup. That's kind of like a lifetime achievement
What else
award
we
in
gonna
my
do?
book.
What else we gonna do?
I mean, you
That's
beat
up
out
there. That's up there.
hundreds of people, so y'all did it. But so what's next? I mean, you're empty nesters now, stuff like that. Like, what does the future kind of look like for the two of you?
Well, we're not empty nesters. My daughter refused to leave the home.
Us too. All right, we got a 21-year-old. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, yeah.
No, we're actually working on. We want to purchase a business. We talked about. I told you we were almost closely purchasing a website for transportation with Attorney Nebo through your program. Um, that didn't work out because we were going to be the first franchisor or franchisee. The company refused to share their financials. So because of that, we stepped back. Uh, and she said they were legally right to do that because it's basically a new company. So I didn't want to take on that chance. It was a beautiful company. I thought it would work well in the Philadelphia tri-state area, but we wanted to pass on that at that time. So right now we're putting something in place for my daughter so that she can purchase a business. So we're going to do that. And we also want to do a family trust. The money that we make, we want to build a family trust so that we can take care of our family. And I'm talking about extended family as well.
Nice.
Yeah.
I love that.
So that's what
I'm over. I was over at Cabbage Patch, and I know we got the delay, so I didn't want to make it awkward in terms of me talking. But I was sitting there doing this and Cabbage Patching because I love it. I mean, yeah, that's beautiful. And your daughter's at home, so that's another powerful resource for the family. Our son is in the house, and he and I are working on business ideas together. So there
okay.
was a time where having a child at home was like, oh man, when you gonna get out of here and do your own thing? But really, what I encourage parents to really consider, especially in this new economy where young people are having such a hard time now, is realize you got 40,
Mhm.
60 hours of free labor right there in the house. And then you pay them, right? We don't want to make them into slaves or nothing, but
Yeah.
put them in position, train them, work with them, spend time with them, because the thing about it is that when they get older, when they get like about late 20s, in their 30s, they ain't gonna really have time for you anymore. So right now, they're right there for you.
That's right.
And we gotta, take advantage of that, right? That's it's a benefit for everybody. It benefits them, it
Mhm.
benefits you, benefits the family. So embrace it. Let's be creative in our
Oh
thinking.
yeah.
I'll let you all get the last word, please. I've said way too much.
Um, I have an ask and I have an offer. I'm asking that everyone in the B1 community go to uh, Love You Black merch, and I want you to send me ideas as far as how I can develop uh, Love You Black or the hashtag Black must crack. Send me some ideas, and if I develop, I'm picking 5 people. If I develop that idea that you submit to me, you can pick one item free out of the store. You can go and you can message me through the store, or you can go to my email, which is going to be loveyoublackmerch at gmail.com.
Okay.
And then we'd like to also give you an offer for the debt elimination. Let my wife explain that a little bit to you.
So we're just going to offer for everyone here on B1 community. We actually added it already for our website. If you do want to have a debt elimination analysis, you don't provide any personal information. So there's no social security card. I don't want no banking information, nothing like that. You just give information as far as, and you can give fake if you want, you can fake it out just to test it out, but you can basically give your income, your debts, and what you're trying to eliminate. And then the analysis will be ran for you. And then it's going to give you your full analysis of even wealth pro forma. And so you can really see that the program might work for you, and you can have as many, debts as you wish. We would, so our regular price for our program, we have two, but our main one is $97. So we're just doing it for $97 to $200. That's our prices for our program analysis, not for the program itself, but just for the analysis. But for obviously Black Friday, we're doing a 50% off. So we're doing it for $47 for the B1 community, if you would like to have analysis done. Now, after that, you can get a full free, this will be free 30-day trial. So you can use the program and actually see that it's going to work for you for, the debts that you put in there. And but we really do believe that it's going to help people. You can put your kids' student loans in that you're paying or that they may pay. You can put anything in there and play with this whole program for a month. And then, if you want to get the program at the end, we would be giving you a significant discount on that afterwards. But we just want to help the community.
Well, I love that. And
I want to say one thing else.
Please.
This couldn't happen without Dr. Boyce Watkins and him putting the seed in to help us grow. And we want to also thank the ancestors, his grandmother, Felicia. We appreciate you with the leadership that you give us. There's no one doing what you're doing for our community, and we love you for that.
Well, the love is returned, and I'm gonna tell you, I want everybody to know this kind of thing. When I meet, and here's the thing, the Mr. and Mrs. Carter, there's so many thousands of families that some of them are right here in this room that are doing what you're doing, what me and my wife are doing, and that's that side of Blackness that the world does not see as much. But I see it loud and clear. When I meet people and they tell me their story, and it's exciting to me because so many families are positioning themselves and their children to just be absolutely dominant in the next generation when it comes to economics. I'm talking about just game changers on a level we can't even imagine. And actually, I want to tell you all a story to end this conversation. But before I do that, I want to make sure I mention Mr. and Mrs. Carter's business so everybody can go and just take a look. Again, your own due diligence. I haven't had a chance to look at all their products yet, but I love this family, and I'm very happy that you're here. LoveYouBlackMerch.etsy.com. That's LoveYouBlackMerch.etsy.com. The second one is for the debt relief or debt analysis. EMGLLC3.com, EMGLLC3.com. So feel free to check those out. So let's end our discussion this morning. You guys know tomorrow morning we're going to do this. We do this every day, Monday in the morning, economic elevation. If you're not on the text list, everybody, pull out your phone, text the word morning to the phone number 87948. So text morning to 87948. I'll send you an invitation for tomorrow. Let me tell you all a story that reflects what we're doing right here. Like we serious about this. We're not chasing equality. We're not trying to play catch up. We're trying to win. We are going to dominate. Let me tell you why we're going to dominate. I don't know if anybody watched the documentary about Tiger Woods on HBO Max. Anybody seen that? It's called Tiger. It's really, really good. And one thing about, how whenever you have, like when you look at the Serena and Venus Williams situation with their father Richard and his role in preparing them and Tiger's dad, the thing they have in common, and Joe Jackson even, right, is that you had these individuals in these families, along with their spouses, of course, that had a vision, right, that said, in 20 years, 30 years, my child, my kids are going to just do some things that ain't nobody else ever seen before. They had a master plan. And of course, mainstream media makes these people look crazy, or they'll point out what's wrong with these individuals or their imperfections, which everybody has imperfections, but they'll spend more time talking about the imperfections than they talk about the things that they did right. And one thing that was interesting about Earl Woods, in terms of his vision for Tiger, is in Earl's background, he was a Green Beret. And so he was military minded, very strategic. A lot of folks in here are veterans. There's a reason for that. It's because he was a guy that knew how to solve problems. He was a guy that was into preparation. He was a guy that knew how to set a mission and complete the mission, right? So like literally when he was in Vietnam, he did 2 tours. he would go behind enemy lines and plant C4 bombs behind enemy lines. Talk about danger. So he had to be brave, strategic, smart, prepared, all these things. So he took that same thinking and he said, I'm having this son, and he's going to be the chosen one. And he told everybody this 20 years before it happened. He said, my son is going to change the world. My son, you don't understand. My son will be prepared at a level nobody else has ever seen. My son will be more mentally tougher than your child because I'm gonna get him ready. He had him working with military operatives that did psychological warfare. He taught him this when he was 11 or 12. And so he told his son, he said, if you make it through what I put you through, you'll never meet another person mentally tougher than you. And you saw what happened when Tiger Woods got on the golf course. He literally broke records that were 250 years old. He would be the only black man in a group of 250 competitors, and he would dominate the entire field. He scared everybody. So here's my point. I want us to do an Earl Woods in this space, right? Except I want us to do this times 10,000. Do you understand? Like imagine if all of us just as families just say our goal is we ain't gonna worry about what's happening in 2024. We trying to take over 2044. We taking over 2054, and we're gonna get ready for that. I believe that would be a revolution unlike anything anybody's ever seen. Because the only difference between Earl and Tiger and us is that there was one Earl and one Tiger. I think we can create 100,000 Tigers, 100,000 Earls. We got about 300,000 Joe Jackson slash what's it, Richard Williams types, as well as, and I want to make sure their wives are included as well, because without the wife support and participation, none of this is possible. And so I believe that we can do it. Y'all understand what I'm saying? Like, and I know I was long-winded in explaining this, but that's what I want everybody to see. Go watch that documentary. It's called Tiger. It's on HBO Max. And I want you to see what it looks like when you plan, when you prepare, when you dominate. Sun Tzu in The Art of War, he said that battles are won before they begin. So the battle hasn't started yet, but we always going to be winning. Got it? All right, everybody type the word winning in the chat. That's our word for today. We winning, just like the Carters and the big trophy. Congratulations, Mr. and Mrs. Carter. It's really nice to meet you.
We're winning.
Yes, y'all winning. They got the big trophy. We're gonna do another Black Investors Cup for 2025 in the spring. There we go. All right, everybody, give them a digital clap and a digital round of applause. All right, to Mr. and Mrs. Carter, the winner of the 2024 Black Investors Cup. I will see you all tomorrow in class. Don't forget, text the word morning to the number 87948 if you want to be invited. Text morning to 87948. Have a happy Thanksgiving / Black Friday / Thanksgiving weekend. God bless you, and take care of Mr. and Mrs. Carter, and we will see you all soon. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.